So I have a question for you. Thank you all so much for joining. But my question, do you need a little extra cash? Should you do a line of credit or a business loan? Have you ever asked yourself that, right? Which one is going to work for you? Well, here's what you have to understand. When it comes to borrowing money, business owners often have two popular options, a line of credit or a business loan. And while both options provide access to funds, they differ in several key aspects. Understanding the difference between a line of credit and a business loan is crucial to making informed financial decisions. Would you agree? Let me know in the comments. Well, in this episode, we'll dive deep into the contrasting features of these two borrowing methods. I will also help you determine which one may be more suitable for your business and your specific needs. So you are in the right place. For those of you that are new to me, I am Octavia, and welcome to another episode of the Say Yes to Profits podcast. Say Yes to Profits is a full-service accounting firm that specializes in CFO services. We help consultants dominate their finances, decrease business taxes, and develop strategies to maximize cash flow and profits. Listen, we are now live on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. And no matter where you're joining us from, make sure that you leave a comment or question, and I will answer all of your questions in the end, okay? Also, don't forget to share this. Share this on your social media outlets as well, because I want to hear what you have to say about having a line of credit or a business loan. So, both of these are very important, and both of these can absolutely help you, right? However, you must be clear on the specific use of the funds and how it will impact your overall financial position and business growth. Would you agree? Well, if so, let's start with the first thing you need to think about, the definitions and the purpose. Okay. So a line of credit is a fixed amount of money borrowed from a lender, which is typically repaid over a predetermined period along with interest. All right. Stay with me now. That is a loan. A loan, again, a fixed amount of money borrowed from a lender, which is typically repaid over a predetermined period, and it includes interest. A loan they're specifically and commonly used for things such as purchasing a new office building. If you haven't heard about the Say Yes to Profits building, we just did that. Buying a business vehicle, and borrowing money for a loan, you actually receive the entire loan amount up front in one lump sum. All right. Now, a line of credit, on the other hand, is a revolving credit solution that allows borrowers to access a certain amount of funds whenever needed, up to a pre-approved credit limit. Okay. Now, it functions similarly to credit cards, where borrowers can withdraw and repay funds multiple times within the approved limit. All right. So that's the definition and purpose of a business loan and a line of credit. Enter your questions, because I'm going to answer all of your questions at the end. All right. So let's move to the next thing, flexibility and repayments. Okay. So loans usually have a fixed repayment schedule with regular installments over a set term. Now, borrowers are obligated to repay the entire loan amount along with interest within the agreed upon period. All right. Now, this fixed repayment structure can provide stability and predictability for budgeting purposes and for cash flow forecasting. Now, in contrast to that, a line of credit offers more flexibility. Borrowers can withdraw funds as needed up to the credit limit and are only required to repay the amount borrowed plus interest. All right. Let's keep going. With a line of credit, borrowers have the freedom to make partial or full repayment at their convenience, you all. And interest is typically calculated based on the outstanding balance. Are you all with me so far? Now, let's talk about interest, right? Let's deep dive into that a little bit more. So, interest rates. Interest rates for loans are typically fixed for the duration of the loan term, which means as a borrower, you know exactly what you will have to pay in interest from the onset, right? Now, honestly, this can be an advantage when interest rates are low and you borrow during a time where interest rates are low, you lock in favorable rates. But now let's look at a line of credit on the other hand. Now, they are often variable and tied to benchmark rates. And that could be fortunately or unfortunately. Benchmark rates are things like prime rates. Now, what does this mean, right? You're probably asking, what does this mean? This means that interest rates can fluctuate over time, which can be beneficial or it can be challenging, right? Borrowers may benefit from lower interest rates when the market is favorable. But on the flip side of that, when the market is not favorable, then a borrower can have potential increased interest costs because the market is not favorable. All right. That is a line of credit. Okay. So type yes, yes, if you're with me. Let me check the comments to see where we are because I want to make sure that you all have a clear understanding of this. Okay. And we're going to keep it going. Now, let's talk about the purpose and usage. All right. Due to their structured nature, loans are generally more suitable for one-time expenses or large purchases. We just talked about some of the examples of that, right? Purchasing a building, purchasing a business vehicle, right? Loans usually work well for specific purposes with a defined cost, all right? Again, such as purchasing an office building or even an expansion product, right? Those are good for loans. Now, once the loan is repaid, the borrowing relationship typically ends, right? You pay them their money back. If you want another loan, you have to then reapply. But when you think about a line of credit, they are better suited for ongoing and reoccurring expenses or when the exact funding needs are uncertain. Okay. Now, a line of credit provides a safety net for managing cash flow fluctuations. And you know, in business, you have those months where money is coming in good and it's great. And then you have those months you want to pull your hair out, right? That's just a part of doing business. Well, with a line of credit, it can be used as a financial cushion during unexpected events or those unexpected moments and months when your cash flow is few and far between. Okay. Now, businesses often utilize lines of credit to cover operational costs, inventory purchases, or to cover unforeseen expenses. All right. So, listen, no matter if you're joining us now or you're watching the replay, definitely leave your questions and comments. So, now you're probably wondering, well, Octavia, all of this sounds good, but how do I make this decision? Well, I'm glad you asked. What you must understand is that choosing between a line of credit and a loan depends on your circumstances and financial goals. All right. If you have a specific expense in mind and prefer a fixed repayment structure, a loan may be the appropriate choice. All right. But on the other hand, on the flip side, if you require flexibility and ongoing access to funds, a line of credit can provide the necessary financial agility. All right. Understanding the difference between these two borrowing options will enable you to make informed business decisions that aligns with your business needs and helps you achieve financial objectives. Are you clear? Okay? Here's what you have to understand. I'm going to further help you understand which one, and I'm going to further help you assess your financial position and needs because I created the free profit assessment. And this assessment is going to help you really understand if you need a line of credit or a business loan. Have you ever experienced that frustrating sensation where your business is generating revenue, but somehow there's nothing tangible to show for it? Or maybe you've found yourself in a never-ending feast or famine financial roller coaster. One month you're swimming in money, but the next month you're barely scraping by. Maybe you've noticed that no matter what you do and how hard you work, your net profit never seems to align with what's sitting in your bank account, and you're just absolutely frustrated. Well, to improve your business's financial performance and position your company to maximize cash flow and profits, you need to take the free profit assessment. The profit assessment is a diagnostic tool crafted to pinpoint profit leaks and critical financial problem areas that impede your ability to maximize revenue, reduce business taxes, and say yes to profit. Take the profit assessment today by going to assessment.sayyesToProfits.com and be on your way to increase cash flow, reduce business taxes, and say yes to profits. So listen, you all, take the free profit assessment because it's really going to help you assess where your business is. The profit assessment is going to identify profit leaks and critical problem areas that impede your ability to maximize revenue, increase cash flow, and say yes to profits. Okay. So go and take the profit assessment at assessment.sayyesToProfits.com. So I want to thank you all for joining me for another episode of the Say Yes to Profits podcast. I am going to have a Q&A after party on Instagram. So go ahead and join me over on Instagram at Octavia Conner, CFO. And there I'm going to answer all of your questions. And if you have not subscribed, definitely hit the subscribe button right now. All right. And until next time, say yes to profits, everyone. Toodoo!